Hello, my name is Nancy Longbottom. I am the instructor at Central High School for the University of Texas at Austin's On-Ramps Pre-Calculus. So this is an opportunity for you to experience college before college. So let me tell you a little bit more about the program. UT Austin designed their On-Ramps program to give students a full college experience in a high school classroom. So they're wanting to engage students in their content. These are the same courses that they have on their university campus. Now, the one we have at Central is pre-calculus, but we're looking to expand those in future years. So part of the program is building a digital literacy on the technology tools used in college and to provide you an opportunity to earn 3 hours of college credit from the prestigious University of Texas at Austin. That is guaranteed to transfer to any state institution. Now, there is one difference in this and other dual programs you may be familiar with. This is dual enrollment, not dual credit. Dual credit, there is one grade that is your high school grade and your college grade, and those grades are the same. Dual enrollment has a separate high school and college grade. Now, why is that? Well, Texas wants to give these students that authentic college experience, but they recognize most high schoolers really aren't in the habit to handle their level of rigor. So they keep the grades separately, and I'll get a little more into that in the next slide. So you actually have a separate professor, which your student has a one-on-one relationship, and the high school teacher who is myself. So the goal of this program is to give that authentic college experience because they want to increase success from high school to college. There's a sad statistic that currently in Texas, only 15.9% of high school graduates complete a 4-year degree in 5 years after high school. Now, that number does include those that choose not to go. So I want to make that clear. And I do know that Keller ISD is much higher than that. That is a statewide average. But why are some of these things happening? Well, the research at University of Texas says one of the biggest reasons is the college grading policy is just a real shock to the high school graduate. And I can tell you, as I talked to the Algebra 2 students of the past week, they were surprised to learn some of the things I'm about to tell you now. The high school grades, you have a test, 3 weeks test, 3 weeks test, 3 weeks test. So you have a smaller amount of material on each test. College tests are 6 to 8 weeks. So you really can't cram because you have a longer amount of material. You have to learn to study as you go. The other big shocker is there are no retakes on tests, and tests are 90% of your grade as opposed to 60% of your grade. And remember, there are fewer tests. So you bomb that one test, it has a bigger impact. So these are some of the things that they get to experience. Now, you may look at this and go, whoa, that's pretty daunting. But keep in mind that in this course, students can experience this college grading system while their high school grade is protected. So the college grade only accounts for about 35% of their high school grade. So many students will complete the high school grades very successfully and may not have the best grade, have a different grade in college, or may not even earn college credit at all, while many others are enjoying that opportunity for earning that college credit. Now, getting back to earning college credit, if you look back on the left, one thing that high schoolers often don't understand, and I have some neighbors whose students have experienced this, is that colleges often have assignments that are requirements for the course but not included for the grade. If you look at the left, the quizzes at the University of Texas are an example of that. Now, we are to make sure that Central High School students are completing all those requirements, making those quizzes part of our high school grade. So, for those students that qualify, another thing that's really unique about this program is students can wait until May 16th this year. The date will change next year, but sometime in May, at the end of the course, when they see their actual final college grade, at that point they can choose to accept the grade or reject the grade. They can also choose whether to take credit with grade on a transcript or just credit only. Now, what does that mean? So say you earned an A in the class. You probably want your credit with grade and try to transfer the grade because that will start your GPA. Now, if you are planning on enrolling at University of Texas at Austin, because it is their course, because it is the same course they give their college freshmen, you have to take the credit with the grade option. Now, say you're planning on going to University of North Texas. Well, North Texas is one of those colleges, they will not accept grade transfers from any institution. They only accept credit transfers. So say you made a C in the college portion of this test. That C doesn't follow you because the credit is the only thing that follows you to University of North Texas. So, and now you see I've got Texas A&M in the middle. Well, Texas A&M, if you're planning on going there, you're going to have to talk to each individual department. Some departments will only transfer the credit. Other departments will allow credit with grade transfer. They're a big university, so they have different requirements in different departments. So the most important thing is wherever your student plans to go to college, if they are enrolled in this course and they earn their college grade, they need to take the ownership to do some research to understand how the university they're going to will accept this grade. Now, what if your student doesn't make the grades they want and they decide to reject it? This is still a very valuable experience because, as I said in the previous slide, we're trying to fight that 15.9% high school students finishing within the first 5 years. This course will teach your student many solid college habits. We talk about the college habits every day. We talk about study habits. I give test reviews well in advance, at least a week, sometimes 2 weeks, because we covered 6 to 8 weeks before that test, so they can start studying just a little bit at a time as we go. You know, the typical high school habit is study the night before. You just simply cannot get by with that in college. Also, a typical high schooler is kind of hesitant to ask questions. This course will teach you to be proactive about asking questions. It will teach you that even though something's not for a grade, you still need to do it because it's going to make you more successful on that test. I'm very happy to report that even though our first test did not go well because it was a shock to the system, my 6 classes with each test has improved their average on their college grade. So that has been a real exciting statistics. Another thing that I want to talk to is when you miss class. It's really important. I would say this class is not for the attendance challenged because it is difficult to catch up if you miss. So a typical high schooler will wait till the next class period, which is 2 days later. And so they left 2 days out that they could have been working on something to find out what happened 2 days ago. Well, in college, your habit you really need, if for some reason you do get sick and you do have to miss class, you need to call your friends for notes. You need to look on those online tools, look at the professor's website, find out what they did, and be prepared to have that material finished before the next class. Now, this is something that I really work on the most. So when students come to me and say, "What did we do on Monday, Mrs. Longbottom?" Before I answer that question, I ask them, have they been to Canvas? Did they talk to any of their friends? And I remind them that they really should already know before they come in. Now, I'll still answer their question, but not without giving them a little prodding. And I'm finding that fewer and fewer students are coming in to ask me that. They are preparing ahead. Another aspect of this program is the math requirements are more than just correct answers with work shown. They are actually wanting you to justify in words. We deal a lot with the concepts and connecting those concepts, and that has studies have shown, leads to higher retention. So this is an inquiry-based learning course, so it is a different learning style. It's more focused on independent learning. Students are expected to ask questions, make hypotheses. They present material in class. Now I am there guiding them. So if I see a group on the wrong track, I will redirect them. And at the end of the class, we close with the correct answers so everybody knows what the focus on that lesson was today. The general drill and kill homework mechanics, those are typically done at home. Now, Algebra 2 is a very hard prerequisite and it's expected to be known. We do not review this in class. To give you an example, I can tell you that my students who were A or B students in pre-AP Algebra 2, 100% of them are still on track to earn college credit. Say my A students in regular Algebra 2, about 83 to 84% of them are still on track to earn college credit. My C students in regular Algebra 2, about 25% of them are on track to receive college credit. We do not close the door on anyone, but they are expected to work harder and they are expected to know Algebra 2. If they need help with that, they will have to refresh those skills outside of class. But I'm finding that even my C students out of pre-AP Algebra 2, almost 100% of them are still on track for college credit. So Algebra 2 skills are very important coming into this class. So how does this compare to our other pre-cal options? Well, regular pre-cal does not give an opportunity for college or extra point in ranks. However, it does have one advantage, and it does have more time to work on those prerequisite skills from Algebra 2. Now, I do not want anyone to think that that makes it easy. Pre-calculus is still pre-calculus. There is no such thing as easy pre-calculus. So it is still a rigorous course. Now let's look at pre-AP pre-calculus. There's no opportunity from college credit. It is not an AP course, it's pre-AP. So there's no AP tests, there's no college enrollment. It does give you an additional 10 points in rank. And like the dual on-ramps, you really don't have time to work on the prerequisite skills from Algebra 2. You're expected to know them. Both courses are high rigor. Some subtopics are deeper in dual, some subtopics are deeper in pre-AP. But all three programs cover the state requirements for pre-calculus. However, pre-AP does not expose students to the college grading policies. Now, I know some may be concerned about the rank when it comes to dual. It's Keller ISD's policy not to give extra points on rank for any dual programs, including this rigorous one. But I can tell you from my experience from teaching pre-calculus, my class averages have been a little bit higher here because of all the group work. And I'm also giving an extra 5 points on the college test in the high school grade book for completed reviews to emphasize the importance of that. So what are my current students are saying about this? Well, I'm running a little short on time, so I'll let you pause and read this, but I'm really excited that they find it's easier to learn, they're learning to study, they really feel like they're getting that authentic college experience. They find it challenging but not hard. So I was really happy with some of the quotes that they gave me, and these are from my current students. Now, what about the cost? It is expected to cost $295 next year for the entire year if a state grant proposal is not funded. The students this year were able to get this program for free. It is the University of Texas' intent to offer it for free again next year. However, we have to wait for the vote on the new grant in May 2017 to know that. So what if you do have to pay $295? Keep in mind the average cost of a 3-hour course is $1,100. And high school students who earn college, who take dual courses, they are 2 times more likely to complete college. And that is the biggest savings of all. So if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. I hope you enjoyed this short presentation. Thank you.